The enduring legacy of The Lord of the Rings, exploring its philosophical themes. In the realm of literature and popular culture, few stories have captured the imagination of readers and viewers quite like J.R.R. Tolkien's The Lord of the Rings. This epic tale of good versus evil, of courage and sacrifice, has become a cultural touchstone, inspiring countless adaptations, spin-offs, and imitators. However, at the heart of the story lies a complex and nuanced philosophy that has resonated with readers for generations. In this essay, we will explore the philosophy of The Lord of the Rings in detail, highlighting its key themes, its relevance to contemporary issues, and its enduring legacy. At its core, The Lord of the Rings is a hero's journey, a narrative that follows the path of a protagonist who must overcome great obstacles to achieve a noble goal. In this case, the hero is Frodo Baggins, a humble hobbit tasked with the daunting task of destroying the One Ring, an artifact of great power that threatens to plunge Middle-earth into darkness. Frodo's journey is one of both physical and moral challenges, as he confronts not only the dangers of the ring, but also the temptations of power and the corrupting influence of evil. The hero's journey is a common theme in literature and mythology, but The Lord of the Rings adds its own unique twist to the formula. Unlike many heroes, Frodo is not a warrior or a noble, but rather an ordinary person thrust into extraordinary circumstances. His journey is not one of conquest or triumph, but rather of endurance and sacrifice. Frodo's bravery lies not in his ability to defeat his enemies, but in his willingness to carry on in the face of overwhelming odds and to do what is right, even when it is difficult. This theme of the ordinary person rising to greatness is a powerful one, resonating with readers who may see themselves in Frodo's struggles. It also speaks to the idea that heroism is not limited to those with physical strength or social status, but rather is a quality that can be found in anyone who is willing to do what is right, regardless of the cost. The Lord of the Rings is also notable for its complex portrayal of evil, rather than simply presenting a villain who is evil for the sake of being evil. Tolkien presents a more nuanced view of evil as a corrupting influence that can twist even the most noble of hearts. This is seen most clearly in the character of Gollum, a former hobbit who was once known as Smeagol. Gollum's descent into darkness is a tragic one, as he becomes consumed by his desire for the ring and the power it brings. Yet even in his darkest moments, there is a sense of pity and compassion for the character, as his actions are driven by the ring's influence, rather than his own inherent evil. This portrayal of evil as a corrupting influence has important implications for our understanding of morality and human nature. It suggests that even the most virtuous of people are not immune to the temptations of power and greed, and that the line between good and evil is not always clear. This theme is particularly relevant in our contemporary world, where issues of corruption and abuse of power are all too common. Another key theme of The Lord of the Rings is the power of friendship. Throughout the story, Frodo is supported by a group of companions, each of whom brings their own unique strengths and weaknesses to the group. The bonds of friendship between Frodo, Sam, Merry, and Pippin are a driving force in the story, giving the characters strength and courage in the face of great adversity. This theme of friendship is a powerful one, emphasizing the importance of human connection and community, and it is echoed throughout the trilogy in various forms. Another central theme of The Lord of the Rings is the struggle between good and evil. Tolkien believed that every person has the capacity for both good and evil within them, and this idea is reflected in the characters and plot of the story. The main antagonist of the story is Sauron, an evil entity who seeks to dominate Middle-earth and enslave its inhabitants. Sauron's power is embodied in the One Ring, which he created to control the other rings of power that were given to the various races of Middle-earth. The struggle to destroy the One Ring and defeat Sauron is a struggle between good and evil, and it requires the collective efforts of the various races of Middle-earth to achieve. The theme of sacrifice is also a prominent one in The Lord of the Rings. Many characters are called upon to make sacrifices for the greater good, and these sacrifices are often painful and difficult. Frodo, the main protagonist, must carry the burden of the One Ring to its destruction in the fires of Mount Doom, and this task requires him to give up much of himself and endure great hardship. Other characters, such as Aragorn and Gandalf, also make sacrifices for the greater good, putting their own desires and needs aside in service of the quest. The Lord of the Rings also explores the theme of power and its corrupting influence. Characters such as Boromir and Saruman are corrupted by their desire for power, leading them to betray their allies and pursue their own interests at the expense of others. The One Ring itself is a symbol of power and the corrupting influence it can have on those who possess it. Tolkien's Catholic faith also influenced his writing, and themes of redemption and forgiveness are present in The Lord of the Rings. Characters who have fallen from grace, such as Boromir and Gollum, are given opportunities for redemption and forgiveness, highlighting the idea that even those who have committed great wrongs can find redemption through repentance and good deeds. In addition to these philosophical themes, The Lord of the Rings is also a story about the importance of storytelling and myth-making. Tolkien believed that myths and legends were essential for understanding the world and our place in it, and he sought to create a new mythology for England with The Lord of the Rings. The story itself is presented as a legend, with characters discussing its events and retelling its stories long after they have occurred. In conclusion, The Lord of the Rings is a work of epic fantasy that explores complex philosophical themes such as friendship, good vs, evil, sacrifice, power, and redemption. Through its richly drawn characters and intricate plot, Tolkien creates a world that reflects our own, with its struggles and triumphs, joys and sorrows. The story reminds us of the importance of human connection, the power of sacrifice, and the possibility of redemption, and it has inspired generations of readers and writers to explore these themes in their own lives and work.